Welcome to Fox 31 Sports. I'm Pat Maroney. Hopefully you are a Hoops fan because tonight we have a full slate of action on the hardwood, and we'll start with one of the best high school basketball rivalries around. It was Monroe and Westover. Westover was the home team tonight, but plenty of Tornado fans came out to make some noise too. Early on, Monroe feeds it to the big fella Jordan Tyson, and that's a killer spin move and a layup for him. Westover answers back though. This is Donovan Robinson making the tough shot. That is an and one. And then here after Michael Green misses the three from the corner, Robinson grabs the board, squeezes through the defense for an and one. And that is another and one. That's two in a row. Monroe didn't quit though. Napoleon Harris found his sweet spot, knocks down the three, and then the Tornadoes move it around. They go back to Harris. Same shot, same result. Monroe takes the early lead, but then they get a little careless with the ball. This is a steal and a run out by Alec Williams of the Patriots. This game was close the whole way, but it's Westover on top 54-48. Now it's the ladies' turn. Monroe, the heavy favorites in this one. Second half, Monroe has the lead, and this is a big reason why. Defense. Sakia Mack says, do not come in here. And then the Tornadoes in transition. Cassandra Price passes to Tadriana Isler. That is a bucket and a foul. Then more running. It's Jamaica Marine to Mack to Price, and more points for Monroe. Westover, though, they didn't quit. They tried to mount a comeback. This is Ashanti Layfield to the hole. Doesn't matter who's in her way there, but Monroe was just too tough. Price takes this one herself. Great move there. Monroe rolls 54-31. After a solid start to their seasons, the boys and girls teams at Albany High had a tough trip to Sylvester on Tuesday night when they lost both games to Worth County. Tonight, they were back at home to host the Cairo Syrup Makers. We'll start with the boys. This game was very tightly contested the whole way. We'll pick it up in the second half. Stacy Maston makes a move and goes over the defender. Cairo cuts into the lead. Albany's bigs were money, though. Jordan Young banks it in from close for the hoop, and then some defense. Cairo comes inside. Joe Stone viciously swats it away. Now we're running, and John Flood takes it home for the Indians. Cairo, they didn't quit, though. You got to give them credit. Trey Sparrow in the corner. Nothing but nylon there. Indians were on point tonight, though. Another hoop off the assist from Malik Dungy Ali. Albany tops the Syrup Makers 57-50. Now to the girls' side. This one was all Cairo all night in Albany. First quarter in transition, Adia Green, too easy to the bucket for the basket. And then here, Destiny Brown throws it to Jerica Clark off glass, no problem with the foul. And then Cairo, they just started toying with the Lady Indians there. Green gets the open look, hits from long range. They were on fire in the first quarter and really the whole game. And then Brown nearly turns it over, gets it back, puts it in. Cairo steamrolls Albany 59-32. Sports. We'll continue with some more high school basketball as we head over to Radiant Springs Middle School, where the Dougherty Trojans try and give the Worth County Rams their first loss of the year. The Trojans are 2-2 in the region. We picked this game up right at the start. Trojans were on fire in the first. Cicero dishes the ball to a teammate here, but he misses the jumper. That's recovered by Kay Emerson for 2 points. Dougherty with the early lead. Here come the Rams, though. David Tolbert passed it off to Anthony McLemore, who is just inside the three-point line, and he knocks it down. Turnovers were a problem for Worth County, though, especially early on. Kydarius Gaint causes a different turnover, and Ricardo Sloan takes to the bucket for the easy layup. Dougherty with a big early lead, as I just said. Dougherty extending the lead as Cicero passes to Sloan, then passes to Quimby, and with the quick release for the three. Worth not giving up, though, as Wheeler tries to drive. That is swatted by Anthony McLemore. Shortly after the block, Cicero with a nice pull-up jumper there. Worth County would right the ship, though, and they slip by the Trojans 54-49. Now over to the women's side, and this one was all Lady Trojans as they would overwhelm the Lady Rams in the fourth quarter. Amber Ward passes it to Takia Davis in the corner, and that is good for three. Dougherty up big. A few minutes later, Ward passes this one down low to Rakita Shelton, who powers her way in for the basket. She's been doing that all year. Worth trying to close the gap. Andrea Williams misses, but teammate Brianna Fairley is there with the rebound and 2 points. But the Dougherty lead was just too big, even though a couple seconds later here, Christavia Milton gets the steal and takes this one all the way down for the easy layup. But that would not be enough for the Lady Rams as they fall in this one 55-25 against the Trojans.